music. He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for Jersey Shore Family Vacation Season 1, Episode 2. Tonight's lipstick is an Urban Decay. It is 2:25 in the morning. The color is called Crank. I do like it. I love it a lot. And yeah. So I got my mug finally. I ordered my black one. Mugs will only be available until Monday. After that, I will no longer be selling them. So if you have not gotten your mug yet, go ahead into the description box below and click to buy one. Also, the F.A.T shirts will no longer be available in the next 5 days. So if you want to sip some tea with Jay Lee, get your mug. But I'll have a new shirt coming out in 2 weeks, and I'm very, very excited about. Yay. Anywho, Jersey Shore. Snooki ass still crying about the damn ring. She's still bawling. Does Gianni beat her? I mean, cause he's gonna kill me. She's acting like an abused victim right now, and this kind of scares me a little bit. Like, and I ain't trying to be funny. I mean, like, dead ass serious. I was like, what? She's going crazy. But they found him. You know, Dina's like, you know, luckily her ring is huge, so we was able to spot it. You know, after they looked for it for a little while, so she's happy now. You know, saying, oh, but I think maybe that was a sign for me to go home. I'm sorry. Maybe it was a sign for me to go home, and I should listen in this league because I do miss my husband, I do miss my babies. And Ronnie's like, look, let's go to sleep, chill out, you tripping, you'll feel fine in the morning, it ain't that serious, go to bed. I agree with Ronnie. I think Snooki is overly feeling guilty for being away from her husband and the kids, and that's all that it is. And like he said, in the morning you'll feel fine. It's not as if you like abandon your children. You're technically working, it's just fun as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are there to shoot a show, so it's work and it's fun. And you know, moms need breaks too, dad needs breaks too, so it's not as if she out there somewhere sucking dick for dollars. I mean, you just, you know, M.I.M. having a little good time on the show. So the next day she's still sad, you know, yeah, and she's FaceTimes her kids. I think it's very cool that they have like an iPad set up where the phone is, because most of the time that's what people do. You FaceTime people. So yeah, she FaceTime the kids. My kids are fine. They're with their dad. It's okay. I'm just over exaggerating. I'm going to stay. Girl, sit your ass down somewhere. You know, we see a conversation between Jenny and Mike, which I thought was very a great conversation. You know, it was Mike bringing up how, you know, back in the day when they were there, how he was out of his mind on different drugs, you know, between drugs and drinking and just, you know, having a huge ego. He said, I was like basically like just a horrible person. Like, I had to work to make myself better. I made so many bad decisions, from the drinking, the drugging, doing this dumb stuff, doing petty stuff, the whole tax stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was just in a bad space, and he made a whole bunch of bad decisions, but he's owning up to them. And he do seem like a completely different person. He do seem like, for what they're showing on the show, a better Mike. And, you know, I mean, it's pretty cool. So, my hair looks crazy, but it's 2:30 in the morning, so, you know what I'm saying? Bear with me. Anywho, he said how he basically just completely changed his life. He doesn't smoke, not even cigarettes anymore. He said at one point, you know, he was like, okay, I'm just going to stop doing drugs, but I'm going to keep smoking weed. He said, no, I'm stop taking pills. I'm going to still smoke weed and maybe cigarettes. He said, but I had to stop doing that too, because, you know, I just can't. I had to completely just stop it all. You know, Jenny then admits that, you know, when they were about to shoot the season in Italy, how her grandmother had passed away, her and Roger had also suffered a miscarriage, so she was kind of going insane, basically. So she said she was basically prescribed Xanax, which she basically got addicted to. And because she was taking Xanax, which are downers, she was mixing them with uppers. So it was making her be batshit crazy as well. So they both kind of just share how at that particular time they both were going through things, and they both had their own, basically their own drug issue. That was kind of crazy. Because she said, I mixed my pills too, so I was kind of bonkers back then too. But how they're both better people now. And the reason I like the conversation is because it's a grown-up conversation. Who wanted to sit around all day talking about Sam and Ron? Who wanted to sit around all day and say, oh my gosh, Nikki's so sad? I think if you're going to come back together, have real conversations, because now you're all adults. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're all grown. Like, the conversations that you have in your 20s, you should not be really on a consistent basis having in your 30s. You can on occasion, but it can't be those non-meaningful, bullshitty ass conversations. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that, because like me and my friends talk now, when we're all older, we do joke and laugh all the time, but we are able to have serious conversations, whether it's a conversation about my boyfriend right now is pissing me off, and or I don't know what I want in life. You know what I'm saying? There's different things, because we're in our 30s now, so it is what it is. So from there, we do see the gang goes rock climbing. Cool. They like, we don't just go to clubs and that's it. They do different shit. Cool. So they go rock climbing. They decide to have a contest to say whoever climbs to the top the fastest is the winner, and the loser has to like plunge the toilet that Ronnie messed up. Why does Ronnie break to what kind of shit comes out of that man to where he's consistently breaking toilets? And it seems as if he broke two toilets, the guest toilet and the toilet upstairs. I'm like, how does he keep breaking the damn toilets? Okay, he got some issues. Anywho, Snicky loses. So Snicky has to clean the bathroom. She kind of basically put on like a hazmat type suit that she made up. She go in there. It looks disgusting. She has her wine. I don't know how anybody can take wine in a dirty bathroom that smells like shit and take a sip. I can't even go in the bathroom and inhale too deeply if it smells like poop. I could not imagine inhaling deeply and taking a sip of damn wine. I would puke all over the place. Anywho, she plunges it, and it was disgusting. You couldn't pay me to do that shit. My thing is, Ron should have did it himself, and when they would have said whoever loses got to clean his shit, well, I ain't playing. Guess what I ain't doing? Clean up nobody else's shit. Not no grown ass man. We then see Ronnie baby mom call. It was a very strange call. She called, Vinny answered the phone. Vinny kind of chit-chatted with her for a bit. We do find out that she actually has a 12-year-old son. She's an older child, but she says it's like starting all over. Cool. But when Ron get on the phone, it did, you first meet somebody, or not even when you first meet somebody, when you meet somebody and y'all ain't really vibing and the conversation isn't really flowing, so they be like, what you doing? Nothing. What you doing? Nothing. What you doing later? Nothing. What you gonna be doing? Chilling. Oh. So you ain't doing nothing? Nope, not really. How was your day? It was chill. It's like it's a boring ass I stopped talking to a guy recently because the conversation got so fucking boring. Cause he was boring. Like he got complacent in talking to me, and it was boring. I was like, you text me every morning while I'm at work and be like, hey, what you doing? Bitch, I'm working. Like, what do you want to know? I'm working. And I hated that he never was able to start a conversation, and I got tired of being the one, making the conversation interesting. And he would call me and text me and just all the time. Like, he consistently wanted to talk to me, but the conversation was always, what you doing? What you gonna be doing? What could you be doing? And I'm like, fuck you. And I eventually just stopped. He kept calling until I just stopped answering. So I kind of ghosted him. It's not nice. Anywho, that's what Ron's conversation reminded me of. A conversation that you don't really want to have, and it's someone you're not really in a relationship with, you like talking to him, and you don't really, it's just not flowing right, and neither one of y'all is fixing it or whatever. But Paulie like that is such an awkward relationship, and he like, see Sam, that's what a relationship is like. And I'm like, Ronnie, why you keep bringing Sam up? So Paulie do say, he keeps bringing Sam up whenever he might not be over her. I mean, clearly he is, because he do talk about her a whole bunch. We then see Dina don't feel too good. She feel like her arm or her hand is swollen. Let me tell you this. Paulie D and Vinny need their own show. Their antics together is so fucking hilarious to me. You know, she said her hands are swollen. Polly gonna say, oh yeah, you know, that means you're putting on water where you have congestive heart failure. And she was like, what? He said it so smoothly as if it was the truth. I busted out laughing. He said, oh yeah, let me come on, let me take your post. He come over and like, you know, cause you hold up first thing, you take it. He like, oh, I forgot I watched. Dog, I was giggling my ass off, you know. So they're like, she's like, I don't know what it is, or whatever. Well, maybe we have to cut your arm off. You know, you have 2 arms. You know, you have 2 because you can spare 1. I kept freaking giggling. It goes from that to Ronnie saying, maybe you're pregnant. And she's like, no, I'm not pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And he like, well, Paulie said, no, they use condoms. And he was like, Vinny, like, you use condoms with your husband? Even I was surprised. Me and my coworker just had this conversation like maybe like 2 or 3 months ago at work. And I said, who gets married and still uses condoms? You get married for raw sex. I'm not going to get married and my husband had wear the condom. Fuck that. No. Look, no. Ain't gonna happen. Dina was like, every time we have sex, we use a condom. Dog, Vinny and Paulie would sit next to each other. Vinny said, so when you wake up in the morning and toot your boot, and he tooted his butt over to Vinny, to Paulie, and says, when he, you know, he pushed his arm around you, he says, hold on, let me get the condom. And she was like, yeah, we always use condoms. I was like, that's crazy. This fool Vinny gonna say, well, that's like y'all not even really having sex because it's not skin on skin contact. That's not even really sex. Vinny, look, Paulie and Vinny talking just kept, I was dying laughing. They just could not understand the fact that she's married and her husband, you know, uses condoms. So she said, well, I can't take birth control because it makes me sick. You know, we both agree that we don't want to have kids right now. So, you know what I'm saying, we use condoms. And I get her reasons. If you don't want to have kids, you use precautions, absolutely. But I'm not having protected sex with my husband. I'm just not gonna do it. Look, we just playing Russian roulette. Like, I can't have raw sex with I can't not have raw sex with my husband. It's just not gonna happen. You know, it's just whatever. Anywho, they like, you know, we just busting our girls. She don't like the word bust, and she like, that's so raunchy. It's just so raunchy. They then go on a tirade of different ways to say how they come or how they ejaculate, to make her feel even more weird. Dog, they bleeped everything they said, and even though I did not know what they were saying, I kept fucking laughing. It was so hilarious. I love Vinny and Paulie together. Ronnie too, you know, when Ronnie talks, is, you know, when they're all together, it's really funny. So it was just hilarious. It was hilarious to me. They all then leave to go like have food or drinks or whatever, and you know, it was weird because, you know, She kept saying how Vinny isn't fun, how he's, you know, not fun Vinny or whatever. And they're all kind of joking. And then they get in the car to leave, and she's like, I can't sit next to him. You know, Paulie scoot over. And I'm like, why can't she sit next to him? I was really totally confused. I'm like, but you in a car? I was confused. You know, Vinny then in his confession says, you know, I don't think her husband likes me. You know, the whole thing when she cheated on him with me back in Italy, before they were married. Sticky cheated on Gianni with Vinny all these years ago, and he says he thinks Gianni still holds him more accountable than he does Nikki. And my thing is, you forgave her because you married her and y'all had 2 kids, and you saw it on TV how she kind of initiated it or whatever. And all these years later, you don't like the dude. I get it. I completely get it. However, then why let her come on the show? If you don't like this dude and you don't want her around this dude, to have her on the show and she's acting as if, oh, everything is fine, but I can't sit next to you. Everything is fine, but don't touch me. Everything's fine, but it's weird to me because I'm like, I didn't realize it until they brought it up. Like, well, damn, she do kind of be like playing him to left or whatever. So, you know, he's even says how he wasn't even invited to their wedding. He's like, so there's a disconnect with them really being friends, because she always, like, she won't even really have fun with me, even when we're in a group setting. Like, she'll like push me to the side and she'll have fun with everybody else, and it's not me. Like, I'm in a corner by myself. So at the little restaurant party, the pool party, whatever they had, Snooki is having fun with everybody except Vinny. Like, we see her dancing a little bit with Ronnie. We see her dancing with everybody. She's just having a good time with everyone. And it do seem as if she's avoiding Vinny. Vinny, like, offered her a drink. Say, oh, I'm going to get wasted. No. But I'm like, but you sitting there drinking. Like, she's not sitting there not drinking. She's sitting there drinking. She's going to take a drink from him. And it seems, in my opinion, that he's trying to just have fun and party with everyone. But he notices she don't really fully have fun with him. So he's trying to maybe push the boundaries a little bit to see why she won't, interact with him or whatever. At one point, he got up and kind of danced around her and was like gyrating near her. And he was, I see it both ways. I see it to where if her husband sees that, he can be offended. But the reason I take it back a little bit too is because, but you see her dancing with Ronnie. So my thing is, you should not want your wife to dance with anyone. It shouldn't be specific people, or it can be specific people, but he has a girlfriend now too, so it's not as if he's trying to fuck her. And I think that's the thing. It should be a thing of, you either forgive me or you don't. And if you forgive me, and if you let me go on the show, you shouldn't pigeonhole me and think if I talk to him, it's something up, or if I sit next to him, something up, or if we all at a party and he offered me a drink and I take it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's not fair to Snooki. I think that's crazy. So he walk up to dance on or whatever. She's like, no. Like, I think she make it to be like, if Gianni watched his back, he'll see at every turn. If Vinny even looked my way, I look the other way. If Vinny touched my shoulder, I cut my arm off. Like, I think she wants him to see if he tries to friendly, not even any weird, I want it type of way, any way, even stand next to her, he'll see where every time he stood next to me, I walked away. You know what I'm saying? I think that's weird as fuck. It's my personal opinion. And again, she was dancing with Ron, who has a pregnant girlfriend. So it's not as if you're not dancing with any of the guys, just not Vinny. I just think it's stupid. It's stupid, and I think it's stupid and it's childish. I think a conversation needs to be had, and if it's a thing of, my husband is not comfortable if I'm near you, so I need you to kind of just not be near me. And again, I felt like if that's how Gianni felt, then why did he let her, or why did she come to the show? I think that's just weird. It's the same thing with like Sam. Sam didn't come because she did not want to feel awkward around Ron. She had her every prerogative to do that. But Snooki came, and her husband has an issue with Vinny, so it makes Snooki have an issue with Vinny. And it's just weird, in my personal opinion. At the house, you know what I'm saying, Vinny still being silly and drunk or whatever, and he was like messing with her in the hallway, like, woo, yeah. And she's like, what, you're so dumb. And then she like went into the confession, so he tried to go in there with her. I'm so sorry, excuse me. And now he came in there, I think like in either in his boxers or some drawers. That is crazy. But I also feel like had Ron came in some boxer shorts with no shirt on, she wouldn't have had an issue. Or if it would have been Mike, or even if it would have, well, I wonder, because didn't she have something with Mike at one point too? Anywho, I don't know about that. So, or if it was Paulie, I don't think it was an issue, but it's an issue when it's Vinny. So that part for me is kind of weird as well. So when he came in the confessional, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm out of here. We're not doing the confessionals together. Nope. And she running out. He like, this is so weird. I don't get why she just won't, relax around me or whatever. So, he thinks it's weird. So he asked her like, okay, what's the rules? Like, what rules do I have to follow around you? She's like, what are you talking about? You're being stupid. He's like, no, you keep talking about, like, it has to be, it's something that's going on that you're not really being friends with me. So, like, what is it? What are the rules that I have to abide by? And she's like, there are no rules, but you're disrespecting my husband. I'm like, at this point, Snooki tripping. At this point, she's fully extrally tripping for no apparent reason. Because he's literally asking you, what rules do you want me to follow so that we can be cool, and it doesn't have to be this weirdness. And she acting like he is coming out of left field with some shit that she ain't. I'm like, you the one that keeps talking about how you are talking about boundaries or whatever. He then says, you know what I'm saying, when you don't want to be around me, you want to be near me. If I'm standing next to you, you walk away. It's just weird, and I just don't know what's going on. So, like, what are the rules? She keeps just saying, respect the boundaries, but she won't say what the boundaries are. I'm married, I have 2 kids, but so does Jenny. Ron has a girl pregnant. Mike has a girlfriend at the crib. Paulie has a daughter. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has things or whatever. And again, Jenny and Paulie used to mess around. You and Mike had a situation. That's funny. Going on. So I'm like, why is it's a big thing for Vinny, because she literally fucked Vinny and cheated on her husband. Cheated on Gianni when they were dating with Vinny. And I completely get that, but I'm like, that was so long ago. If you saying that we friends, you need to let that go, because ain't nothing up now. That's something that we did a long, long time ago. I don't want you now. I feel like we're just friends. Why are y'all making it an issue? I feel like if Gianni does not like Vinny and Snooki has to stay away from him because what happened before, one of y'all ain't let it go. I don't know who ain't let it go, but someone ain't let it go. And, at this point, she crying like, you're going to ruin my marriage. And Jenny like, look, she's doing that because, she cheated on Gianni with him, so it's a thing. And her husband might still feel away about that. Jenny then attempts to try to go talk to Snooki. Just to explain, tell him what your boundaries are. Like, whatever you don't want him to do, let him know. So that way, that's what he's asking you. Why are you bringing this up, Jenny? Why are you talking about it? So now she's upset because they're talking about the fact that she cheated on Gianni with Vinny. But my thing is, you brought it up because you're making it known that there's some kind of separation issue about him. But she's being upset with her roommates for talking about it. Stop talking about it. We're not going to talk about it. You're stupid. You're being dumb. You're being an idiot. Just shut up. You're not a good best friend. And now she's going off on Jenny. Jenny went with the bullshit. Jenny said, look, because she was walking away, and she said, what, I'm done. It is what it is. I don't care anymore. Snooki then says, I'm done. And when Jenny turned her back to walk away, she said, and you're stupid. You're such a crappy best friend. Jenny came back and she said, don't call me an idiot. Don't call me stupid. Don't call me a bad best friend. If you want to, and I'm like, Jenny, okay, Jay Wild. And I think Snooki did call her Jay Wild and not Jenny too at one point in time in this argument. But, Snooki said, you're going to ruin my marriage. Again, I feel like Snoopy. I feel like Snooki completely overreacted. I feel like she caused this and now does not want to address it. I feel like Gianni probably said, you don't talk about you sleeping with him. Don't talk about that you cheated on me with him, or like, don't talk about that. I don't want that to come up. But I don't want you along with him. I don't want y'all sitting next. I don't want that. So don't bring up what happened, but also don't be too friendly with him. And so she don't know how to do that. So my thing is, she want to make Vinny feel awkward, or make the situation awkward, and make it known that I can't sit next to you. I can't take a drink from you. I can't sit in the confessional with you and do a confession. I can't do that. Well, you can't not do stuff with him and then not want to talk about why you can't do stuff with him. You know what I'm saying? You can't. That's just stupid. So she all pissed and like, oh, it's just so stupid. I want Snooki to grow up. That's still childish. And I get her husband. That's her husband. That's her marriage. I 100% get that. But you on a show. You came on the show with a guy that you cheat on your husband with. So you're bringing up the issue. If you would have never said, I can't sit next to you. You know what I'm saying? I think when she said that was a clear indication of, okay, it's some kind of boundaries. And then she kept like, you're going to ruin my marriage. You're not respecting my boundaries. I'm a wife. I have 2 kids. I have a family now. And I'm like, but he ain't trying to fuck you. Hello? You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm like, whatever. So we'll watch next week's episode, because that's how I went off with them all arguing and sticky all up on her feelings or whatever. And Jenny went for the bullshit. Like, I'm out of it. I don't care at this point. You know, she being stupid. And so we will have to wait to see what happens next week. So it is 2:49 a.m. Y'all will get this early Sunday morning. Well, Saturday. So y'all will probably get this to be up in like maybe 2 hours. I am Jay Lee. This is Jaylee's Corner. Peace.